Blessings, y'all. It's the Rainbow Reverend Nature Dreamweaver, and this is the Nature Nightly News now. And what are we going to talk about right now? Yeah, we're going to keep talking about all the white stuff, like the white privilege and the white fragility and the white power and the white pride and all the negative white things that white people do and stupid things white people do and white people say. Because, I'm super white, but I'm a really nice white person, and I'm from the South, and it's super racist down there, and I guess just from being in the South, maybe I'm a little bit racist just by default, just because I'm white, even though I was raised anti racist in another life, well, in the same life, but I was raised anti racist. Basically, I'd like to think that I'm not racist, most of the time. Um, but, because I was raised in a world that was full of racism, it was kind of like almost had an opposite effect. So even though they were telling me to be anti-racist, sometimes I was thinking I was supposed to be racist because I was white, but not really. Anyway, because I'm a privileged white person and I was raised to be anti-racist and I was raised to be anti-homophobic, meaning I'm pro gay, pro lesbian, pro transgender, pro queer, pro whatever you want to be, basically whoever you want to love, you know. And because I was also raised with an awareness of what happened to the Native Americans and the indigenous people around the world, I have a lot of compassion for what's going on right now. And even though I didn't have a lot of black friends, I've had black friends, I've had Asian friends, I've had all the different types of, of friends that you can think of. Um, and so I have sympathy and compassion, and I've imagined what it's actually like to be in their shoes, and it's not always comfortable. It may not always be comfortable to be me, but this isn't about me. That's what the thing is like when you say all lives matter, you make it about you, and it's not about you. It's just about the way that the system's set up. It's about history. It's about conditioning. It's about it's about oppression. It's about what else? There's so many things that this this is about, and I don't want to talk about it. Just like Killer Mike didn't want to talk about it. Nobody really still wants to be having this conversation, but we are, and part of the reason we're still having this conversation right now is because we've had a racist El Presidente for 3 years. And we did start to make a little bit of progress with Obama. Obama has issues, but ultimately, I think in his history will show he will probably go down as one of the best presidents of the modern era. Nobody's perfect. In regards, I know people don't think he really deserved the Nobel Peace Prize because for some stuff that was going on in the military. I didn't really follow his presidency that closely, but I know that guy is like 10, 100,000 times better than the T Rex, Agent Orange, poop face, that we got going on right now. And I'm tired of people being so sensitive about talking about race and talking about white privilege, and we got to be able to talk about this whole white fragility thing, and the white supremacy and the white power thing stuff, and the white pride stuff that really has got to go. I mean, you can be proud of yourself, but there's a difference between being proud of who you are and being proud because just because you're white, you think you're superior, you think you're better than somebody else. You can be proud of being European or Scandinavian or whatever, or English, or German or French or Italy, Italian, Eastern European, Russian. It's okay to be proud of that. There's nothing wrong with that. But when it's like the narcissistic vain pride, and you see yourself above everybody else, and we got to end. We got to end that. We got to have a little more equality, and there will always be a dance, because even though on an energetic level we're all equal, the scales are always going to tip, and we're all better than each other at certain things, and we all have strengths and we all got weaknesses, and we got to find the middle way. And with what's going on right now, we certainly got to find the middle way. We're in this huge gray area, you know, the white and the black are merging, and there's all this gray, and the red and the blue are merging, and there's all this purple, and we can forge forward and create a new path of the new earth with a lot of abundance and prosperity for all beings, and equality for all beings on the earth, including plants and animals, and seeing the environment, because that matters too. As I'm not an all lives matter type of person. I'm more of like the whole in the big picture, in the grand scheme of things on planet earth. It doesn't matter what the issue is. It, whatever it is all matters. So the Black Lives Matter and the Asian lives matter, and the indigenous lives matter, and the well, not, I mean, the white lives don't matter so much right now, but they'll eventually, our lives will matter again someday. And then the bugs' lives matter, and the animals' lives matter, and the plants' lives matter, and the trees' lives matter. And we could write a little song about this where it all matters. And your rights, our rights matter, and the rights of the earth matter, but the rights of people, I mean, right now we just got to focus, got to give the Black Lives Matter, and then we'll go around in a circle. Everybody will get a chance to matter eventually, you know. Just right now, all the other stuff doesn't matter. I mean, for a second there, COVID really, all that mattered was your health, but that's still happening. And what really needs to happen is, with the health, if you're not into vaccines, well, then let's boost our immunity. Let's all get super healthy as best we can. Let's clean out our system, clean out our temples. It's all going to be balanced. It's not going to be perfect. A lot of us lack our medicines, and it's just don't take too much medicine, just don't do it. What else has been happening? That's really all that's been happening, right? I mean, other people trying to tell me. My friend told me today that an indigenous woman was just murdered the other day. I mean, that's not very happy news. I don't really have a lot of happy news, right now. But they were just trying to say, well, what about, people are like, well, what about all the other things that matter? And it's like, that doesn't. You're not getting it, because this whole thing of like unarmed black men, unarmed black people, or the harassment of black people by the police and the police brutality and the police violence. This has been happening for too long. I mean, I've been hyper aware of it since Ferguson, but before that, I was aware. I just didn't think it was, I thought we were getting better, but actually, it's just been like slowly, like incrementally getting worse. And because we have an administration that likes to empower the white power people and empower the racists and empower hatred against immigrants and Muslims, then you know, we got to do something about that. We got to vote them out. And if you're not into voting, I don't want to pressure you. It's not my job, as a spiritual teacher, spiritual leader, to really do that. As a newscaster, as an entertainer, as an educator, as I'm not. It's not my job. But I really would like you to consider what it means when you don't. And if you're, because you're kind of complicit in what's going on. You think you're anti what's going on, but you're being complicit in it because you're not voting to change it. That's kind of my opinion. Take it or leave it. Take it for what you will. But if we want better leadership, then we have to become better leaders, and we have to put better leaders in positions of power, whether that's in a school or in a corporation, or it's a political office, or it's a judge, or it's police. Got to train better police officers. Some people are like, well, we should just abolish the police. And it's like, no, that's not really going to happen. And it's not going to become total anarchy either. There's always going to be some form of governing body, and there's always going to be some form of law and form of justice. And, we got to participate in that more, and we got to hold these people accountable, and we also especially got to hold this administration accountable. And if we don't, it's, the rest of the world's going to be looking at us and making fun of us and not so happy with us. And we're all going to feel that. And I don't want to feel that for another 4 years. And I'm not super happy about Biden. Trust me, I'm really not super happy about it. But you know what? I think it's going to be a little better. And if we can get the blue wave going a little bit, we get we get some more women in Congress, we get some more women in the Senate, get a more diverse body, get some more people of color on both sides of the aisle there too, then I feel like we'll improve certain things by a little bit. We'll improve education, environment, healthcare, but only if we participate on a local, state, and federal level. And I don't like to preach, but it's Sunday. I feel like, this is how I feel. I'm speaking from my heart. This is what I feel. And I know a lot of people don't agree with me. And that's fine. If you really don't agree with me, you really don't like what I have to say, blah, 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 blah. It's all just blah, 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 blah. Or then you can unfriend me. You don't have to like me. We don't have to be friends anymore. You can block me, and that's totally okay. But this has been, and blessings to all you. Sending you all love no matter what. Still bless your life. And it's been the Nature Nightly News now at the Be Well Festival. And spread the love, share it, support it. Donate if you can. We're doing this for the love. We're doing it for free. We're doing it for you because we want you to have entertainment during these times. We have nice art, music, education, healing for these times. All right. Good night. Blessings.